It's a pretty amazing place where we're heading. Just think, 150 years ago, people came into these villages, people came in through these mountains and built these tiny little villages. Unbelievable. We're struggling through the mountains here in the car, trying to keep up. We've already been over about 6,000 feet of elevation. And it's just unbelievable. Now we have to get our way down there. So Maya, what do you think of this route that we're taking? I'm talking to you, Maya.
I don't think it's worth what we paid, actually.
Yeah, we paid a lot of money actually for this. But we're almost here. It was a large mountain we had to cross over, and oh, they're selling land here. Wow, that's cool. I could build a log house here. Look at that. It'd be fun to get here too. I'll have to move here. Alright, we're heading down 3 more clicks, and we will be down into Shirakawa or Gashozukuri as it is nicknamed. So, do you have anything else to say, Mike?
I'll see you later.
Well, let's try take 2. The damn camera froze again. I hate when that happens. We sort of arrived, but we had to drive through the entire area and park at a restaurant so we could have lunch. I'm really hungry and I'm really grumpy, and we gotta eat something soon or I'm gonna die and probably rip somebody's head off. Anyways, I want to show you what we've arrived at. Look at this building. Look at the roof. See how thick that straw is? That's amazing. And look how steep it is also. They used to have here traditionally, like 25 feet of snow that would fall in one season. And the snow is so wet and so heavy that they had to build it very thick and very strong like this, and the snow would just fall off. And this is made from a straw that they would grow in the area. And this is how they did it. So let's go in. We'll see more of this later on, but let's go in and get something to eat, okay? I hope it doesn't freeze when I try to shut it off here.
なんか匂いがしたいって言ったら、なんですよ。臭くなかったら広かった。って言うんですよ。そんな現実的にないこと言わないでください。
Well, the distance was half of what it normally is, but it still took us 4 hours to finally get here. We did have lunch, but we parked. Whew. Now it's time to look around at the houses. This is a model of what these homes look like. And if we just look around here, you can see how it was built originally, with the framework inside. See how thick everything is here.
これ本物？こういう風になってんの？
本物のミニチュア作ってる
でこうやって押さえて縛るんだね。でもすごい力だよ。だってすごいもう。
ね、本当にすごいね。
なんていうの、もうフェルト一応ほら、わかる？フェルト状態になってるじゃん。
ですよね。
すごい力で押さえてると思う。
And then around here, look, we've got rocks holding the roof down again here. See? Various levels. First floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor. It's very, very tall. And they have some more up top here. You see? And it's all held down by ropes. And here you get a good idea of what it actually looks like and why it becomes waterproofed. Because it's just so thick. Like this. Konnichiwa. See? And it looks genuine. So well there. We've just walked into an area that costs about $5 to get into, but it's not the original enclosure. However, the buildings have been moved to this area to recreate a tiny village and what it used to be like. So I'll give you a few brief moments of traveling through it, here and there. Here you can see how detailed the framework is on the roof. This is a sample. all the different tying areas and vertical and horizontal frames underneath and over top, diagonal. This is how it's together. It makes it so strong. Here's an old water mill, happily cranking away. Here's a pond with some more buildings on the other side of the pond. You can hear the cicada in the background. This is a framed, roofed barn surrounded by a moat. That brings back memories because the last time Mayu and I were here with Tug, he was getting a little old and he didn't have his balance anymore, and he decided to cross the bridge here. And as he was crossing, he actually slipped and fell in and got totally covered in mud and was soaking wet and stinking for the rest of the day. When people have lost their houses to fire or other calamities, this type of barn is used as a temporary residence while the lost building is being rebuilt. Simasen. Just come in, you can see this temporary residence in here, how everything looks from the inside. Temporary. Until their house is being rebuilt. It's cooler in here actually. Nice breeze coming through. And I guess they would do their sleeping and living in this area. But there were a lot of fires in these days because they had to use heat and everything, and this straw is extremely flammable. Therefore, it would catch on fire. And I imagine a lot of people probably died from fires. It's really interesting to come here actually. It takes a long time to get here even though it's not that far. 50 miles from home, 4.5 hours. It's a fair drive, but it's worth coming, and I'll bring you here if you'd like to come and see what this is like and touch these old traditional farmhouses up in the mountains with your own hands and see what they're like.